So much of the time, we try to satisfy the appetite of the soul with the things of the world. We fill ourselves with relationships and we satisfy the cravings of our desires. We fill ourselves with position and external things of the world, but yet, in the same way, empty calories leave you unsatisfied. We find that the soul still feels an emptiness inside. It still feels a craving, a hunger for something deeper. Contentment merely means that the belly of the soul is full. It wants nothing because it feels so satisfied with the real substance of the soul. Take a deep breath now and leave your world. Move to the edge of the world where there is nothing physical, no sound, no drama, no responsibilities to uphold. Just let them all go. As you settle into a place of silence and stillness. In front of you is a radiant sunlight of spiritual energy, full of all the beautiful things of the soul. Love, light, peace. Allow yourself to fill yourself with this light. Let the rays of peace and serenity enter into you and breathe them in fully. Fill the belly of the soul with the vibrations of pure, peaceful, spiritual energy. With each breath, you savor and take in even more peace. And knowing that love is what the universe is made of. Breathe in that energy of gentleness, radiating from this light, that energy of love, connection, belonging, and feel yourself connected to the whole of humanity. Breathing as one as we take in this energy of pure spiritual love. Notice how light you begin to feel, how weightless, as if there is no gravity. And allow yourself to soak and bathe and take in the energy of pure joy. What does that feel like? To completely fill the belly of the soul with the energy of joy. See this light pouring into you, creating a warm inner smile in the heart. If I want to experience contentment and satisfaction, every now and then, I have to learn to step away from the world and move into silence and stillness. I need to take a vacation away from the world so I can go and fill the belly of the soul with the real, eternal, imperishable, beautiful qualities of the Spirit that give me a feeling of fullness, complete satisfaction, and a quiet joy that makes me feel as if all is well in my world and is only getting better. All of us have limits. And one of the first steps to going beyond the limits is realizing they are not people or external situations. They are qualities inside of us that we allow to sabotage our well-being. To be beyond limits is to be in a feeling of expansiveness, a feeling of freedom, power. It is to be in our spiritual reality. There are many things we can do to go beyond limits, but this meditation is one simple exercise. Ask yourself gently now, what is the limit that is holding you back? What is the limit that is holding you back from being who you were born to be? Maybe it's a fear, maybe it's laziness, doubt, lack of self-respect. But gently bring to your mind that limit. And now set sail on the sea that takes you far away from that limit, to a place where it doesn't even exist. And gently reflect on this question. Who would you be without that limit? Who would you be without that limit? How would you feel inside without that limit? Allow that pure feeling of joy, of expansiveness, of aliveness to grow inside of you. And if your mind wanders, gently come back to the reflection. Who would you be? How would you feel without that limit? Let that expansion well up inside of you. Let that freedom well up inside of you. And enjoy being liberated from that in these moments. And now reflect on how would you react to the world around you differently? How would you respond to the world around you? If you were free of that limit, how would you be in your relationships, in your work, in your play? Allow the reality of that good feeling of expansiveness and freedom to grow inside of you. And take a few moments to reflect on that. How would your relationships, connections, work, and play be different without that limit? There are many ways and efforts that we can make to transcend our limits. But one simple thing we can do is to take small moments to experience ourselves beyond that limit, to experience the reality of being without that limit. Because we often have the habit of seeing ourselves in the cage of that limitation. So by seeing ourselves, even if only for a few moments every day beyond that, we are drawing to ourselves that reality of being free, being expansive, being wider, more open, more joyful. By creating that vibration, we are dissolving the power of the limit. This is just one simple exercise to carry us forward on the trail towards spiritual freedom.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Shifting from Stressful to Peaceful Parenting, um, a course offered by BRAHMAKUMARIS, Silicon Valley. I'm Meghna, your facilitator for this course. We'll get started with the meditation. I will share my screen. Let's take few deep breaths. Breathe in and breathe out. With every breath out, let go of people, home, work, past. Let it all go. It's time to be with the most beautiful being, I, the soul. In the journey of life, majority of the time has been spent in taking care of the body, its food, its sleep, its diet, its maintenance, relations, work, friends, gadgets. As a result, we have acquired, achieved, accomplished so many A's. But let's ask ourselves this question: am I satisfied? Or am I still looking restlessly, mindlessly, wandering around, trying to fix everything externally? But are things broken outside? Or is something within broken? Are our feelings intact? Have we accepted every person, every situation? Or are the memories still broken? Nothing outside, nothing can fix the broken feelings. Nobody's apology, no big shopping, no big I love you will fix the inner feelings. It will only make me dependent. So let's fly away to our home, the spiritual home, nirvana, through our mind, we, the point of light. Let's travel to the golden red light, where the presence of the Supreme Source of all powers and virtue exists. I, the tiny point of light, the soul, is sitting in front of the Supreme Soul. Just like the physical sun brings light and removes darkness, gives warmth and removes cold, the spiritual sun, God Himself, removes the dark feelings from our hearts by His warmth, the loving feelings. This is the only source that can fix my broken feelings and heal me completely. I absorb the rays of love, kindness, and compassion from the ocean of love. I am showered with soft love, unconditional love of God. This love quenches my thirst, charges me up, and satisfies me. Charged up, I travel back to the physical world, back into my body. And I spread the fragrance of love everywhere. Every being in this webinar is filled with love and power. Every being in my city is filled with love and power. Every being in our world is filled with love and power. Thank you, my dear God, for making me loving and giving me a beautiful life. Welcome everyone once again to Shifting from Stressful to Peaceful Parenting. We'll get started with the class. I just wanted to do a quick revision since today is the last class of this series. Just wanted to kind of go over the high level talking points that we had in this series. So really we defined stress as force applied on any particular surface area, right? That's the physical definition, the physical stress definition, if you want to call it. And we can certainly apply it to the emotional, the feeling of stress emotionally, right? And it's literally the various different kind of situations or people or issues at any of the branches of life we are managing. They all turn out to be the forces, external forces of life, if you want to call it. And then the surface area is basically nothing but my capacity to handle it. So just give me a minute, I get the pointer. So the surface area is nothing but, you know, how much inner strength, power, confidence, this is all internal, right? And if you think about it, majority of us focus here on the forces. We try to battle with people and situations, trying really hard to resolve everything externally, and we finish one battle, something else starts, right? With kids it is like that, especially at the young age. And then teenage, there's different kind of problems. So we are literally working here, and then these keep coming and this is neglected, and then the more forces come because we don't take care of our inner being. We are day by day becoming either impatient, restless, worried, fearful, and so on. That means this new denominator is decreasing. So what will happen? The stress increases. Now, a person who is stressed means it's just too much. Stress is an indication that whatever is coming at me is too powerful and I, the being, cannot handle it. So this we cannot control, how they are going to come, when they are going to come, how often they are going to come, what type of it is going to come. No, really we can't. We all know that, right? So this is not in our control, but I would highly recommend you all to do a self reflection and check how much time do you try to fix things here, and how much time do you actually go down and say, really, this is nothing I can't control. This is me. This is my inner strength, my self-esteem, my confidence. Well, we say, oh, if everything is good here, then I will feel confident. See how I controlled the kids or controlled the partner or controlled everything at work, made everything organized. I am very confident. Something else comes. Again, get busy trying to fix everything, control it, and then again feel confident. Day by day, this confidence that is so dependent on all of this is actually a very shaky confidence. And the more we try to control everything outside, it's a rule. External control causes internal out of control. Yeah, the more we try to control people, situations, hey, don't do that, don't spill that, don't be like this, don't be like that, everything should be like this, you should. The more we try to control, how much inner control we have lost, because we have to nag people, micromanage them, and that requires a lot of mind work, right? Constantly nag, nag, nag. So my mind has gone out of control, which means I've become weak. I can't control my mind anymore because I'm busy controlling here. So day by day, this is increasing, this we are neglecting, so this is becoming weaker. So stress that we experience is becoming bigger and bigger. And that is why this becomes such a common word in the last 3 or 4 decades. So really, simple math says, if I want to reduce stress, okay, try to decrease the numerator. To some extent, we can actually. Some of us have accumulated too much here, and maybe some of it is really irrelevant. especially when we have young kids, and if we are doing too much of socialization, too much of networking, and too much of what is that, scrolling, which is gadgets, then we are unnecessarily exposing ourselves to more forces, right? And then obviously this is the one that we all need to work on, is really how do we make our capacity to handle the forces way bigger, way bigger, right? That no matter what force, it doesn't matter when it will come, how often it will come, I am ready. That is resilient, right? Otherwise we become brittle, fragile like glass. So if we want to really become solid, resilient, then these are the options. Highly recommend meditation. There is a meditation course starting next week. Um, Pallavi, who's helping us on the backstage, will be is all must have already put or will be putting soon links there. Highly recommend it if you haven't already taken. And if you have taken, I'm hoping everyday meditation is your religion. I would really say discipline is so key. If I want to increase my inner strength, once a week, once a month will not work. It will really not make that difference that we want, because these are increasing way too much. So once a week is not enough. It requires every day. Start with just 10 minutes if you want to, but keep the aim that I will go up to 1 hour. At least that is how I started, with 10 minutes. And I don't know how I spend many hours now on doing all of this. And I can say this has reduced so much. And this has actually kept increasing for me. The more you become capable, life in many different ways says, hey, here is a practical test for you. And then when you come out with bright, shining colors in that test, you feel even more confident, right? So, everyday meditation, there are many beautiful apps, including BRAHMAKUMARIS has something called traffic control, which will give you reminders that it's time to take a 1 minute pause. Go internally and check, is your inner being feeling calm, peaceful or not, right? So take care of that. Every day read. Again, this you can start with 10 minutes. 10 minutes of meditation. First thing in the morning, get up saying one strong affirmation, right? That I am a carefree emperor. I am someone who can take care of anything. I am a jewel of contentment. Whatever your affirmation might be, pick that. Say that as soon as you get up. Start it with meditation. After that, 10 minutes of reading something. There are many beautiful blogs. If you search up for Brahmakumari's blogs, there are many beautiful blogs. They have such powerful thoughts and little bit of explanation. Because these forces that come our way from kids, from partner, from relatives at work, it requires a new way of thinking. If we think in the same way, we will experience only stress. And this second step allows you to think in a different manner, so you end up in a peaceful state versus a stressful state, right? And then last, again, this takes 5 minutes. End of the day, track your progress. How many times did you stress out? And was it because you prioritized work first? At least I was a culprit of that. Still, if I don't pay attention, without even realizing, I prioritize work. Even though in my head it is very clear, that I have to prioritize me, meaning remain peaceful throughout the day. Keep an eye on yourself. And then next comes my relationship and then work. In spite of that being so clear, if I don't pay attention very quickly, work, and because I have to finish work, I will get impatient with the relatives or whoever, kids, anyone. I have to finish cleaning, can't you wait? No. Right? So this comes only if I'm paying so much attention, doing all of this and daily tracking. Meghna, here, you had an opportunity, you could do better. And oh my gosh, look at this. So many areas, Meghna, you already did well. Pat on your back. Right? So this is very, very critical. Again and again, remind yourself that trying to fix things here is a bandaged fix. It will keep ripping off, new things will come. You feel like you've got it, you've controlled it, there it will rip off again. But when you fix your inner being, then it is a permanent fix, because nothing here shakes you anymore. Right? So where should we invest? What is the smarter way to invest, right? And we still have, majority of us have so much of an aversion to daily practice of meditation, reading and all this. It takes less than half an hour. At least that much I think we all can take out and try, at least for 3 weeks. They say 3 weeks, right, in psychology, for any habit. But do it every day. Maybe just pick whatever time in the day works for you. Pick that time, and then follow it with spiritual knowledge. Track your progress in the night. Any thoughts or questions so far? All good. Okay, just a quick thing. We talked about, the being, the most important, which gets neglected. We generally always focus on the doing aspect, but we don't realize if I'm all stressed and anxious, then my interactions or any action I do, whether it is cooking, cleaning, whatever, it will be filled with stress. I will not be enjoying it. So the whole idea is, whether it is dinner, cleaning, everything I should enjoy. It shouldn't be like I'm running from one thing to another. If I am doing only running, trying to catch up, it means I was stressed, I was restless, I kept doing everything restlessly. What do I become? Even more restless than what I started with. And we feel, no, once I get all of this, I will actually become peaceful. Not possible. That peace that we feel of finishing of this chore is a second long peace before the next to-do list starts. Right? This is the cycle where we spend most of the time. And if most of the time is going in stress, what is happening to the being? It's becoming more stressed, right? Day by day. And that is why meditation is such a key thing early morning, to make this so strong that automatically before doing, this strong being, the peaceful and loving being, is coming into action. Those actions will, if you're like, you have 10 things in your plate, but morning meditation, you had filled yourself with love and peace. Now your child comes and gives you 2, 3 more things to do. They could have told you over the weekend, but they come and tell you now. Poor innocent kids, they forget. They come and tell you on the weekday they need this, and this. This being will not get impatient and start thinking that, hey, you don't even care about your parents are working, and here you are last minute. No, you might simply ask them, hey, why didn't you tell me over the weekend? They'll simply say, oh, forgot, so sorry, or something like that. Right? It's like, okay, let's go and buy. And yes, those 10 things are sitting, so what? Let them sit. My kid, this is part of growing up. They won't remember. It's okay. I have to prioritize them. It will be so easy to prioritize. Otherwise, there is a struggle, there is a stress that gets built up when this already was in that stressful mode, and here comes the child saying they need this and this in the evening time. Right? And after that act of taking the child, enjoying that shopping or whatever that you had to buy, coming back, you will feel even more serene and calm, that, oh my gosh, Meghna, you have it in you to actually remain peaceful, even with so much. And I have seen, whenever I stay like that, actually whatever 10 things they were pending, they get done a lot faster than me saying no, yelling, being impatient, and then trying to finish those 10 things. I actually don't even do a high quality job. I feel my time is done. It is more efficient when I use the power, my inner resources. Yeah, so highly recommend again meditation. Taking care of this will make this cycle really, really full of quality. And we talked a lot about the denominator, right? Which is really the key thing there is meditation. And this denominator is the only one that is in our control. My inner strength, my confidence. Who can change it, right? We are saying, oh, when everything gets fixed outside, I will become strong, I will become powerful, I'll become confident. We've been trying. So that's one. Second is the numerator, the number of, the forces of life. One is really unpredictable, right? We don't know what kind of issue, what kind of mood change or personality change will happen in the kid. One is the unknown factor. The second one is somewhat in our control. A lot of times we take up too much. We want to do everything at work. And then we also want to do everything for extended family or friends, or we have maybe some social groups we are part of. Maybe we are also doing a lot of other things, other hobbies, right? So it's very important to focus on the quality than the quantity. Now, our self-esteem really does not increase because I do a lot more. And this you can again self-reflect and check. This was such an eye-opener for me when I learned it at Brahmakumaris. I was focused on both. I used to try focusing on both. I wanted to be involved in a lot of things and also do a great job. And I failed miserably many times because this quality had to be compromised. If you're doing too many things, there's only so much time and energy one has. The quality gets compromised automatically, meaning we end up making mistakes. I'm going to be involved in a lot of groups, helping many things, and somewhere or the other I will snap at the kids, I will rush them up, I will not be there for them like they want me to. That morning time, quiet time, just sitting, lying down with them in the bed before sleep, those are the quality time. We rush them up when we are involved in too many things. And then a part of us starts feeling guilty, repenting, whatever you want to call it. This repentance and guilt kills our confidence. Confidence gone means what? The denominator has become small. Means what? Stress will increase. So that is why it's very important, do few things, do it with the highest quality. And now this quality is not just the work, but really the feelings and the intentions you bring. Small, small things like maybe story time before the kids sleep, early morning, hug them and wake them up, and not like, get up, it's getting late, and this and that. And no, some warm breakfast, having it together. We can actually find all this time if we want to. When we have this kind of quality interaction, our confidence increases so much that this quantity, even if we increase, we can actually increase and do a lot more because the denominator has become strong, meaning our capacity has increased. So guess what? We can take more. And yes, prioritize connection with the self. Many times we have such heavy socialization circles on the hand, our gadget, the phone, non-stop WhatsApp. I don't even know all the latest social circles, all of those, right? The more I am outside, it means the more I am not inside. And the capacity, the inner strength does not increase. It becomes weak when I'm only using external contacts. And one last thing to really decrease the numerator is to do a self reflection. Where all is my time and energy going? Many of us, it could just be phone. There are many apps which will track the usage. How much are you using phones? So that we can become a little bit more aware that how much time is being spent on gadgets, right? And then maybe some other activities that we are doing. Maybe at work we are giving 10 to 12 hours. Why? We have to ask ourselves this question, why? Because if the numerator is heavy and I am weak, my capacity is not there, then the stress will be very high. And when I feel the stress, I will offload it onto someone. And generally, it is the kids. Especially in the young age, it's good to have a very low numerator and high denominator. And similarly, as they approach that teenage phase again, there again, it's good to have a really strong inner capacity, inner strength. We don't know what kind of mood swing and personality change they will have, right? To be ready for that. Um, so, highly recommend some of these self reflections and thinking upon this. Any thoughts or questions on this? No?
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remind, we had a talk before some time on stress, and I was asking you that it's no way possible that I can complete any work without stress, and you gave me an answer which I accepted at that moment of time, and I have forgotten now. So if you remember, can you please repeat that? I was trying to find that video yesterday, but I don't think so. It is there uploaded in the previous videos.
I did upload all the videos, I think yesterday or day before yesterday. The links are updated in that document.
Okay, I'll try then.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So again, like stress is something that I think one is to acknowledge that I am creating it. Why am I creating it? Because I feel this is too much. Kids should not behave like this, or I shouldn't have so much to do, right? So, few things to talk to ourselves is really kids are just growing up. They are blossoming. They will sometimes test our patience, sometimes they will cooperate. It's just part of growing up. So, when I am able to tell myself these things early in the morning, prepare myself that it is part of growing up, that there's going to be a chaos. And why do I have to do so much? Well, either we find someone who can help us with it, or see if I don't have to do it, can I survive without it? But if I am the one who has to do it every day crying, why do I have to do it? This is a stress I am creating. When I am the one who has to do it anyways, why not be peaceful and enjoy it and do it? I am doing it for my family, for my home. So why am I mad and sad? Right? This is something, till we don't change our thoughts, till this thought is why do I have to do it? And I'm crying every day, I'm doing it, but I cry and do it. Not only cry, I go and tell my friends also and cry about it. You know how much I have to do, and those friends will also say, yeah, I also have to do so much. Life is stressful, life is challenging. Guess what? Next day you will feel even more stress, because you got certification and what do you say, blessing from many people. Yes, Meghna, your life is miserable. Obviously you're feeling the stress. You got so many people's blessings, certification, that indeed your life is stressful. So next day onwards I'll feel even more stress. So crying does not help. We should figure out if there is a way to get out of some of those responsibilities, or if there is none, and if I think, no, this is important part that I have to do, then I need to figure out a way to enjoy it and do it, right? Look, I can give you my example where I love the idea of having a warm home cooked meal every day for dinner. But there were days where I would struggle. It would just be too much. And especially it becomes too much when the family is not very appreciative at times. They're like, what have you made? Right? And there you are. You've put in a lot of effort thinking you're trying something new, right? So I have to literally, instead of trying to control every family member that, hey, appreciate me, how much I have done. No, I appreciate myself that, Meghna, look at you. Who does this every day? Very rare to see these days. You make a hot meal for the family. Love you, Meghna. I say myself. And I know at heart the family realizes, and when they grow up, they will. I don't even need it anymore, but I am doing it because I feel this is one contribution. Food has a huge impact on people's mind. And this is such a beautiful contribution to my family. So I am doing it because I feel this is a beautiful contribution and I keep myself happy doing it. I don't stress out. There were days when I used to stress out a lot because there's so much cleaning, cooking, this and that. But I figured out a way to keep myself very calm and enjoy this most beautiful contribution to the family. Right? So yes, there might be certain things, whether it is laundry, some chores, or feeding your child, whatever that chore is that you stress out with. Why? Sit with yourself and figure out why. If you can offload it to someone else, great. But if you are not able to, then are we saying till the rest of my life, till I have to do this, I'm going to be like this? Nobody can fix our stress. We have to fix it ourselves because we are creating it through our thoughts. So these were few other situations where stress gets created. Many times, like suppose the child is either going through some sickness or some low phase, is not doing well in studies, or has some or the other problem. A lot of times we do this kind of empathizing where we also go down in energy, fully go down in energy. We literally start experiencing the emotions of the child, and this adds to the stress. So if the child is going through a weak emotional phase for whatever reason, either it is the tantrums, or it is their study challenges, or it is some sickness, and they are really sad or mad or whatever that might be, and if I have caught up that emotion, any negative emotion again reduces our capacity. So if I keep repeating this, the denominator reduces means what? Stress will increase. So I have to detach myself from that particular situation the child is going. It doesn't mean I don't care. I will care and do a lot more if I am stronger emotionally, right? If I go weak, oh my gosh, what's happened to my child, and really go down with fear and worry, my face is all dark, what signal am I giving to my child? I'm giving a signal of, oh my gosh, it's hopeless. Your life is looking hopeless, my dear child. I'm trying to figure it out, but it looks hopeless, is what my face is saying. So, no, it is part of growing up that all kinds of challenges will come in our children's life. There's not a single child that has not gone through ups and downs. And it is, I feel it is good that, they go through these things while we are there as a moral support, as a guide, rather than them having to deal many of these challenges when they are all alone. So instead of like feeling the agonizing pain, oh my gosh, my child, he shouldn't have to go through this. Nobody should have to go through this. Yes, indeed. Nobody in the world should have any problems. but it's part of growing up, right? And it does make them stronger. It shows them how much the parents care. So detachment, and then thinking, how do I help my child the best? And then kind of do that help. There is love, there is care. This is not neglecting their problem. This is just helping them with our strongest emotions. Other things that add to stress is when our self-respect is dependent on kids obeying us, following us in every single manner. Now, this gets to an extreme level where every little thing we say they have to listen to, automatically there's going to be a lot of stress, right? Because you have so many rules and your self-respect depends upon that. It's a huge thing, self-respect. My denominator is dependent on the external factor, the forces of life. Now, the forces of life is, suppose, my child himself or herself. And this child sometimes obeys, sometimes doesn't obey. And I'm the one who says, if they are not in my control, means I'm not a great parent. So I get upset, I get stressed. So whole time my mind is going and trying to control. Did they listen this? I told them that. Did they do it? Did they do it exactly the way I asked them to do? So we need to be little aware and conscious that the more rules we have, automatically making sure that every single rule is followed to the teeth will automatically lead to conflicts. And if it didn't in the young age, teenage, they're going to completely revolt. I have seen at least 2 examples in my friend's case where this has happened. Too many instructions, young age, all yes, all yes, all yes. Teenage phase, one of them actually ran away from the house. They had to literally go and find him. So this way of thinking that we can really, put a lot of rules and regulations, always good to be a friend and have those rules for the big ones, really. So this is another thing to check. It's good to always check whatever we are doing. If there's a lot of stress, then it's good to go back and check, right? Where is it that I start getting stressed? What is it when the kids do, then I start getting stressed? Check, is it worth it? Should I have this rule? Or can I reduce it? Just kind of few more things I wanted to kind of bring forth, for young ones who have really young kids, or some maybe even not that young, but have sleep issues and things like that. And literally you're getting sleepless nights and you're tired all the time. Again, in your meditation, just 10 minutes, find that time, get your partner to take care of the child and find that me time where you tell yourself that yes, these sleepless nights and tiredness is expected. It will go on for a year or two. Acknowledge it, that it is okay. Just constantly, repetitively thinking about it, feeling resentment towards someone, or creating the self-pity. These things, these 3 things, reduce our confidence. These 3 things are saying things external should change. I don't deserve this. Everybody outside should change. People should help me more. They should understand me more. I don't deserve this. This is what I'm saying when I'm creating these feelings. So, what am I saying in other words? I don't have the capacity. Please, life, stop throwing so many things at me. Understand. I am a weak person. Understand me. Feel sorry for me. This kind of thinking increases because day by day I'm saying I'm weak. But instead I need to acknowledge this is a phase that majority of us go through. Some of us might get a lot of external help. Maybe our parents are nearby or they're able to come. Some of us might have some kids who are a lot more cooperative, but at one phase or the other of the parenting, I feel everyone goes through some challenge, some in the very early age, some during teenagers, some maybe throughout. There is something or the other. So these kind of feelings will increase our stress, because everything that reduces our capacity, which is saying this shouldn't happen to me, forces outside should reduce because I'm not able to take it. I have to instead think, what can I do to reduce these forces? Have I created these forces? Can I think in a different manner? That's solving the problem. Versus saying, this shouldn't happen to me, I don't deserve it. That is where I'm making myself weak. It's being stuck in the problem versus trying to figure out a problem. And the last thing that I also wanted to talk about is, when we share with others, this is one big thing which was an eye opener for me at Brahmakumaris, is that, as long as you're trying to share with your relatives or friends with the intention of finding a solution, it is different. Many times we are just doing it so that we can get their pity. Oh my gosh, yes, Meghna, even my life is like that, kids are like this is like that, nobody helps, blah, 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 sit and complain, complain, complain. What have we done there? Again, we have said to each other, my life, man, miserable, stressful, everything external is stressful, I don't deserve it, I don't think I have the capacity. And the other friend said, yes, very true. Now I come back home. Am I charged up? No. I've got a blessing that your life is miserable. Now somebody else is treating me miserably at home. I will feel even more stress. So sharing doesn't really mean that I'm offloading and my stress is decreasing. No. So I have to share with the intention of really, if I want to find problems. Otherwise, their self-pity is going to increase my stress. Their pity is saying, Meghna, poor thing, really, you can't handle it. I agree. There's too much attack on you. Any thoughts or questions so far? All right. Did want to tell you about few things that are coming up. One is the tomorrow a new live meditation series is starting. It's a 21-day goal to heal thyself. Here we'll be using the inner GPS. G stands for guidance, the wisdom that you need to heal yourself. P is all the powers. What are the powers that are needed for healing? And S stands for self-sustenance. Once I've figured out healing, how do I sustain it? How do I not lose it? How do I remain healed? So there will be little bit of knowledge shared, but majority of the half an hour will be spent in meditation. If some of you are looking to get into the habit of practicing meditation, this might be a really good way to start it. And then we have from next week onwards, vitamins for smart parenting starting. It's on our website. You can register. Again, the links will be pasted on the chat window, so please look out for it. And then we also have living value classes for kids. This is every Sunday, 10:30 to 11:30. Lot of beautiful stories with moral, with moral are taught here. So beautiful values are taught in a fun manner. So highly recommend it. And then, yes, there is Raj Yoga meditation course that is starting on Saturday. And also, quickly, also wanted to talk about, just that RMRC was established as a non-profit. This Raj Yoga Meditation Research Center was established as a non-profit 501c3 organization So our work, sorry, can you please, can you put yourself on mute, please? Thank you. So our work continues because of contributions made by those who have taken benefit and want others to receive the same. So your contributions are greatly accepted, gratefully accepted, and the link to contribute is on your chat window. So feel free to do that. We can take few questions if you have any, but I did want to show one minute video before that. So let me show this to you. This is something that I do throughout the day. Whenever I get a chance, this I do multiple times. This is my way of increasing my denominator, my inner capacity, my strength, my patience, my love. And this has been a magical thing in my life, which has caused my spiritual growth exponentially. This is all I can say. Many beautiful changes have happened because of this exercise. This you can also call as the essence of Raj Yoga meditation. In this, it's only a 1 minute long video where I, the spirit, the soul, which is just a tiny point of light like this, like a star, I leave my body. I'm an energy. I leave my physical costume. I go to my home. So let's watch it. So here I leave my body, middle of the center of the forehead. That's where I sit. The eternal light, imperishable energy. This is me traveling upwards, leaving the physical world, the planets, the earth, the moon, everything. And I reach my home, Nirvana, the spiritual world, where the presence of the divine, the supreme source of all powers and virtues, and I am directly absorbing everything. You know, like even if you go to a physical place like temple, you can feel the vibrations there, or church. You can feel the purity there and you change. This is the purest place because the divine himself, God himself resides. So visiting this place decreases the number of desires, increases peace in you, patience in you, power in you, whatever you want. This is the place for spiritual powers. You can do it anytime. I do it even during meetings. And when I am charged up, I start radiating those powers outside. It's one of the most beautiful charity, to donate people powers, peace, love. This is what people are looking for. So charge yourself up, go up, charge yourself, and then radiate it outwards to your family, to your home, right? So highly recommend this practice. And if you are able to take the Raj Yoga meditation course, please do take it. They teach it in a lot more details. Opened up for questions.
Hello, sister. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
I have a question, sister. When you were telling that you have already uploaded the videos, so can you please let me know which site we were talking about? I missed 2 of the sessions earlier of the parenting.
So if you look at the Zoom link, it has a link to a document.
Okay.
And that document has all the links. I'm not uploading the videos because they're just getting too longer.
Okay.
They're all in the cloud, and that document file has links to those cloud videos.
Oh, okay, sister. Okay, thank you. And each and every session is like such informative sessions. Thank you for telling all of us about all this stuff. Thank you so much.
Oh no, my pleasure. All coming from BRAHMAKUMARIS
But
classes.
it's like,
yeah, no, thank you. My pleasure. But yeah.
but this is like all the sessions. I have already attended so many sessions and all the Raj Yoga meditation too, 2 earlier. But each and every session is like a blessing for all of us. So thank you once again.
Oh, thanks for such a kind feedback.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Go ahead. Sister.
Yeah, no, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so Om Shanti, Sister Meghna. I just have a question about kids using gadgets, because right now kids are having online, like virtual, 100% virtual classes. And then even I have meetings in between. So
Yeah.
they are using so much of gadgets. And when I'm not around, they will be using, looking at like YouTube videos and all that. So if you also know same type of situations, how do I manage those timings? Like how do I manage the timings with kids with gadgets? Like how long should they watch, and then how, maybe they should not be watching gadgets at all except
Yeah.
classes. Can you give me some information or suggestions?
Yeah, yeah. Given the generation that these kids have come into, complete gadget diet, I think, is not possible. And the more we try to refrain and put too many strict rules, the more they will want to do, because everybody is over consuming it, right? And if that is what everybody is talking about and that is what everybody is doing, so complete taking away is also not advisable. For me, this is now almost 15 years back, is what I'm telling. I had a rule that on the weekday, it was just like half an hour or something like that is what they were allowed to. This was more at that time, was TV was more prevalent, watching their fun shows or something like that, or some video games that they wanted to play. And weekend, we would give them a lot more time. I don't know, it was 3 hours or something like that, I believe, because they were in the younger classes. But now I think even that might not be enough for them. They want more than that, right? So if you can work out with them that there is a dedicated time for doing this, right? And let's do it together as a family, although maybe you'll never do it. So that make it fun and say, let's do it together and let's be disciplined about it, whatever that time you are comfortable with, right? And as long as they're not doing it while the class is going on, um, that is good. Um, Otherwise, yeah, it does get problematic.
Mm. Thank you, Sister Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
Yeah, I wanted to find out. You said like there are these thoughts that is available. I wanted to find out where can I get it from.
Sure. Actually, I'll send you all. I'll send. I have the emails of all of you who've attended. I will send you some blogs where they're really every day there is a new thought, and you can actually sign up. It will just come in your inbox. So yes, I can send you that.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Last minute thoughts? All right. Thank you everyone for joining. And like I said, we have a new series starting soon. So please sign up. I will also share an email about it, but they're all on the registration link and everything is there on the website for all of them. This one does not require any registration. It's just going to be streamed on YouTube, 7:30 to 8, starting tomorrow. And then, yeah,
I have a kind of a
that
question
was
which
it.
may not directly employ to kids, but it's like when you do all this meditation, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, when you do all this meditation, you feel a sense of relaxation, like an instant sense of relaxation, and it does gives you all the power and all the thing to do. But at times, what happens is that you get so elevated that you don't make use of all that powers. That power just goes in waste rather than utilizing it. Uh, I hope you are getting my question.
I don't understand. If you have the power of peace and love and happiness in you, automatically it actually whatever is inside of you is pouring out through your words and your actions. It's not even that you have to plan and do it. Inside is stress, it will come out. Inside is love, it will come out. It's not like a conscious decision.
it's like giving in another way is like, it's like हवा में उड़ने लगते हो. You're not actually standing on your ground. You're not
Mm.
actually to the truth. So if you're ज़्यादा ही हवा में उड़ोगे, then you cannot achieve anything. You're like away from anything, and then when you come back to what's the situation, you haven't done anything. Like your thought power is working more high rather than your working power, if you're able to get it.
I feel again that maybe that's an incorrect understanding of spirituality, that you become too insensitive to everything that is happening around, and it's like, I don't care, whatever, I am happy, I am peaceful, and I'm flying, and that situation grows and grows. So that's not the right definition of spirituality at all. So the more, if I'm going in the right direction, then I will care and I will be more sensitive. And sensitive doesn't mean my emotions get worked up. Sensitive towards other people's situations or wherever my help is needed, I will actually be available even more, 100%. So there's something wrong in the understanding that is causing that to happen, is all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. Oh, sorry, go ahead. We can take one last
Sister,
short.
one last question.
Sure,
This
sure.
is like, when the kid is little, not so young, but not very, like around, like 8 or 7, when they understand things.
Mhm.
And like, if we put a rule and they agreed that, okay, that is fine, it's bad for me, I'm just saying, like, watching a TV or eating a
Sure.
candy or junk food, whatever. And like, kid is like, kind of like, when you're not around, they sneak and eat, and then they feel like, oh, it's not like, I'm not able to control it, mom, what should I do? So how should we help at the time the kid, like, because he's not very young, and kid and parent both understand it's not good for them, but like, how should we help them? If we put strict rule, that is not good. Then, as you said, they will do it more. So how we should help kid in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, if it is, again, I feel a lot of these things come to them as long as we put the seeds of health. Health is important. Good diet is these things. These are the seeds we need to put. So, along with it, some of their things, some of the snacks could be their favorites, that maybe we don't need to be so restrictive. Maybe they can have, if it's as long as it's not too damaging, a small portion every day. That makes them feel so loved and blessed. Why not? And then say, hey, have that, but have these good things as well. And slowly, yes, keep telling them about, all the health benefits of different things. And so the seeds of good healthy food, we should certainly do everything to put in. But if there is a strong attachment or inkling towards some food, I think small portion of it, at least for me growing up, like sweet every day also was okay. I never ended up putting on too much. As long as you're exercising and doing a little bit of things, I think it's okay, just small portions, right? So that would be
Yeah.
my take, that we shouldn't put too many restrictions.
Okay, thank you, sister.
Thank you everyone for joining me, making this a very engaging session. And I hope to see you all again next week for
Thank you,
Vitamins
sister.
for Smart Parenting. Yes, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om
Thank you,
Shanti,
sister.
sister.
Om
Shanti.
Shanti.
Om Shanti, everyone.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.